meeting. My name is Lasse and I am from Helsinki, Finland, and I have been part of this movement for 2-3 years now. 2 years. So let's start with introducing ourselves. And first of all, it's Leila who has birthday today, and after we have done introductions, we'll sing to her.
It was yesterday.
Oh.
It was yesterday. American Independence Day in America. It's fireworks day.
That's great.
So I just went to the West Country to see family, went to the airport to pick up my sister, then came back home. So.
Sounds quite a lot of fun.
Oh yes, it was. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay,
So
and next.
Okay.
And next we have a Kevin here, or at least I have next.
Yes. How you doing? It's Kevin from Connecticut. It's not gloomy, but it's not sunny out either. It's traditional New England weather in July. Hope everyone's doing all right. Hope everyone had a fantastic weekend. Can't wait for today.
Great. And next I'll take Carol Blessing, New York City.
New York State. That's a very different country than New York City. Hello, I'm Carol Blessing, Citizen Network for North America coordinator. So it's delightful to see you all here, and I'm looking forward to figuring out what we're doing at the Toronto Summer Institute under the umbrella of Citizen Network. So thanks for hosting this.
Welcome. And next, it's Simon Duffy's turn.
Hello, I'm Simon Duffy. I'm from Sheffield, which is in the north of England. Weather-wise, it's turned stormy here, but we're still basking in the glow of the England football team winning 4-0. Something, a very rare event. An English victory, and we knocked out the Germans. So yeah, still on a kind of gentle high from that. So that was good.
Up with a hangover.
I didn't go to any extremes like that, Leila.
No.
Anyway, so that's us.
I have also been following the football match since Finland was there also for the very first time ever. Next, I have a gentleman called iPhone.
Hey, hi, this is Lokesh Gupta. I'm from India, and it's great to see this group of diverse members on the call. I am joining this call for the first time. The topic looked very interesting. It says no labels, no walls. It kind of alluded to it being kind of an inclusion-driven theme, which kind of appeals to me a lot, which is what brings me here. So quite keen to see where this conversation takes us. Thanks.
You are very welcome. And next I call Miss Linda Khan. Sorry.
Greetings. I'm in Toronto, Canada, and we're going to be sharing today about the Toronto Summer Institute, which opens next week, that Michael affectionately calls the Building a Bigger We Festival.
Welcome. And let's see. Next is Jack Pearpoint. Did I pronounce it correctly?
Close enough. Pierpoint, but I'm in Toronto. Linda's one floor down, and we're we're fine, except that I am in recovery from since 1967 the Toronto Maple Leafs have failed to get a Stanley Cup. And we had very high hopes for the Habs, Montreal Canadiens, and they are now down 3-0 to Tampa, which is very unfortunate. And tonight is the fourth game, and if they lose, we're done. So we'll have to get on with the Summer Institute. That's more important.
All right, and welcome. Next one I'm going to pronounce in very Finnish way since I'm very bad in English alphabets. It's MTR Ministries. MTR. I hope I said it correctly. Oh,
Hi, this is Nestle. Sorry, I can't come on screen right now.
Okay.
But I will be on in a few minutes. I'm just happy. I didn't want to miss anything. So I turned it on while I'm wrapping up another call, but I'll be right back.
Right. And next is Tim Saarinen. He doesn't have a microphone at the moment. And then our usual hosts, Michael and Mary, how are you both?
Hello, hello. We are here from Los Angeles, Trimberg Laboratory in our studio, usual studio. We're doing well. It's sunny and can't wait to hear about the Toronto Summer Institute and all the actions we're going to do. And happy birthday, Leila. We had fireworks here yesterday for your birthday. So.
Yes, we did. I didn't, but you did, yes.
Yes. Yes, thank you.
And I believe that was everyone. And now it's time to sing to Leila.
Oh boy.
1, 2, 3, go.
Happy
birthday
to you.
Happy
birthday
to you.
Happy
Happy
birthday,
birthday,
Leila.
Happy birthday
to you.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Then turn over to Linda.
Yes. And then Linda, the floor or the Zoom is yours.
Thank you. I'm going to pass it to my boyfriend, Jack. He's going to open with a glimpse into our traditional land acknowledgement opening for a Summer Institute event. And the Institute Festival begins July 12th, a week from today.
Can people see something on the screen?
Yes.
Okay, then we are ready to go.
Land acknowledgement. We acknowledge that we are on the traditional territory of many nations, including the Mississaugas of the Credit, the Anishinaabe, the Chippewa, the Haudenosaunee, and the Wendat peoples, and is now home to many diverse First Nations, Inuit, and Métis peoples. We also acknowledge Toronto is covered by Treaty 13 with the Mississaugas of the Credit and the Williams Treaties signed with multiple Mississaugas and Chippewa bands. We also acknowledge all treaty peoples, including those who came here as settlers, as migrants, either in this generation or in generations past, and those of us who came here involuntarily, particularly forcibly displanted Africans brought here as a result of the transatlantic slave trade and slavery. We pay tribute to those ancestors of African origin and descent.
I'm going to read this and then we'll just take a moment. Let's take a moment of silence to acknowledge the atrocities that have occurred at residential schools across Turtle Island. Our sympathies go out to the Dimkut and the Supwenicut First Nations communities and all First Nations communities, and to all those who continue to be affected by the mistreatments, abuse, and indescribable deaths. We must learn from the mistakes of the past. We must listen to our elders and knowledge keepers. We must ensure that the memories and traditions of the Indigenous communities are protected and live on. We must create space to heal in solidarity now and forever. And I want to acknowledge that we have borrowed this particular land acknowledgement from the Toronto Pride Festival, but we could not begin today without acknowledging Canada's deepest shame. In the last couple of months, in spite of over a century of attempts by Indigenous people to pay attention to the incredible abuses in our residential school system, these have been systematically ignored. And in the last couple of months, finally, and tragically, people have been not unearthing, but discovering using sonar technology. So far, over 1,000 unmarked graves of children who were stolen and died, unmarked, unacknowledged, unrecorded, and left without any information or connections to their family. People who have been involved with this work anticipate that there will be perhaps 10,000. Some people think 20,000 unmarked graves that will be discovered. So far, there are 4 sites that have been tracked. There are 139 formally on order, plus 200 or 300 more that were not considered worthy of marking. So it's important. Linda.
The Toronto Summer Institute, through our connection with all of you, we are absolutely appreciating and framing as a festival among this network of festivals. And it begins in a week. And we wanted to just share briefly a short clip that we've generated in promoting the Toronto Summer Institute.
Welcome to the virtual Toronto Summer Institute 2021. We're going ahead. Registration is now open and you can hear Garima welcoming us in. As you know, it's not going to be in Toronto. We've still got the pandemic, but we are retaining the spirit. And so we're going to invite you into live sessions and opening and closing events and the World Cafe and lots of traditional rituals. There will be a learning marketplace. You're going to have conversations in small groups. And the event will be pay what you can. No one will be refused. Now, between July 12 and 14 at the Learning Marketplace, you can self-organize. You can offer or attend the Learning Marketplace session by discussing a question, sharing your learning, teach, learn a new skill, tell a story. You could make something together. You could take a virtual learning journey. You could gather a support group to clarify the direction that you want to go in and take time for yourself. Reach out, have a conversation, and clarify your own intentions. So we're looking forward to seeing you on July 12th when we will gather virtually. And even though it's going to be in little boxes, we know we've already learned how to be with each other pretty powerfully that way. And so we're going to listen to each other and envision the futures we. Linda.
So this event is about building a bigger we and connecting and reconnecting people to engage in conversations that really deeply matter. And we'll open on Monday, July 12th with a World Cafe that will invite people into small group conversations after we open with a being drummed in and a land acknowledgement. And so there are sessions where we're all together that start the day and end the day. And during the early afternoon of every day and on the morning of some days, we have something called Learning Marketplace sessions. And these are short sessions that happen at the same time. And they're about 45 minutes. Some of them are an hour. And we've invited people who are offering the sessions that we know about so far to give us a short invitation or an elevator pitch about what their session is about. And so we wanted to share a few of those now.
Into.
Hi, I'm Beth Gallagher.
And I'm Carol Blessing.
And we'd like to invite you to
Color
Fest, something Carol and I have been playing with since 2018.
It's an experiment in social solidarity.
Where there's no agenda.
Where whoever shows up are the right people.
Where we hold space in creative community.
It's an opportunity to slow down.
And breathe.
To be together.
All you need to do is bring something crafty for your hands.
So join us in the Color Fest Gallery.
Come hang with us.
Come hang with us July 12th, 2:15 Eastern Standard Time. See you there.
Okay, so that's one. And that's coming to you from, New York State and San Diego, California. And this one is coming from Ireland, no less.
Hello, my name is Fionn.
And my name is Jonathan. And together we are
Jonathan.
We are here on the west coast of Ireland.
In Galway Bay.
We have conducted research, both social science and nature studies, in over 20 countries.
We are global advocates for the Inclusive Research Network of Ireland, and we are also international ambassadors for Citizen Network.
One project we have is called the Happiness Project, where we've interviewed more than 600 people and counting, asking an important question. Those videos have been viewed more than 2 million times online. We would like to invite.
Oh yes. We would like to invite you to explore with us the question, what do you love about your life?
We think that using this question can be an important tool to develop community.
See you guys in Toronto.
And so you can see we have quite a variety. And here a third clip. This one's coming from Kalamazoo and Vancouver.
Like all great art, facilitation has deep roots in our intrinsic need to be connected, seen, and encouraged. We continue to be curious about and deeply in love with the idea that we can be listening and suddenly hit with the thought, that's interesting, and then ask ourselves, how do we hold the space for something to happen here? And then have the wisdom to wait to see what happens.
In 2018 and 2019, we partnered with the Family Support Institute of British Columbia to see if it was possible to level the playing field with regards to families and other people who had limited access to good person-centered process facilitation because of their geographic location in British Columbia.
So we supported over 100 people across British Columbia to learn the ins and outs of person-centered work, how to facilitate a path, and the principles of a culture of gentleness.
We witnessed time and again the power of working in person-centered ways, using the principles of a culture of gentleness and gentle teaching, and how it shifted people's work, play, and lives. Indeed, it is precisely what happened to us.
Interestingly, we began and continue to learn the ways that good facilitation shows up everywhere in our lives. So we want you to come and learn about what we discovered while working in a deeply facilitative way and how it has helped us to survive and thrive during the pandemic, helped us to open new and exciting conversations across 2 hemispheres, 3 continents, and in our own backyard, and with each other.
So that was Shelley Nessman and Sheldon Schwittick. And Linda's now going to just give you a quick overview of how this works over the 3 days. And this, of course, is a work in progress. So don't hold us to every line, but you can see the pattern here.
So this is the overview of the pattern in that first block on Monday morning. We've got the opening we talked about in the World Cafe, and we're inviting different people to then help us with a little bit of a musical interlude while we take a solid hour-and-a-half break before we introduce the 3 concurrent learning marketplace sessions. And you just got a preview of that, because the 3 videos you just saw are sessions that happen at the same time. And so we're pretty excited about the fact that we're using Restream and some live streaming so that people you can't be in all these places at once. So folks are going to choose, and then they'll be able to take a look online. And then every day we're closing with a gathering all together. And the day 1 gathering is going to be CitizenFest, drum roll please. So there's just basically this pattern. There'll be a large gathering session on Tuesday, opening on Tuesday, and one on Wednesday, and then concurrent learning marketplace sessions. So right now there are about 14 concurrent sessions, about 3 at a time, and we're inviting contributions. We'll see if there's any more that bubble up that we can accommodate. And that's the overall pattern. And so we encourage people on the next slide, Jack, to print this out so that they can make a note of, in those green spots are when the learning marketplace sessions, and people figure out, where am I going to be? And join a session and engage, and then we'll gather for some sense making. And our dear friend and colleague, John O'Brien, is going to close the entire institute on Wednesday with some sense making and reflections for actions going forward. And the theme throughout on the next slide, Jack, is building a bigger we.
Building a bigger we, it's an image we have a friend of ours created for us, but it's based on the treaty the treaty number 13 for what is now Toronto. And it's the dish with one spoon. And the metaphor within that is we need to feed each other. And so it's a shared bowl where sharing is vital to our very existence. And so we've used this, both the image and the theme, for the last several years because it seems to have deep resonance. And it's got local and deep roots. And now we want to take you, I'm just going to, there we go, stop sharing and then reshare, I hope. That goes away. I've got to get you to my second screen. If I can get there. Just a moment. Where's my share gone? There we are. Okay. Yes, there we are. That should work. And I hope you are now seeing our web page.
That's right, Jack.
Okay. So I just wanted to double check that we're getting what it is. And I'm just going to walk you quickly through. This is another elaboration of what's coming at you. So if you click on the welcome, you get to see the registration, you get to watch the video. There's a long session on frequently asked questions. So all the things you want to know, we hope we've already answered the first layer of them. And there's the emergent agenda. So, and this is live now and constantly evolving day by day. So on day one, Garima will welcome us in. We'll have our land acknowledgement. Kirk is going to do a meditation. We have some other reflections and the World Cafe lunch break. And then you've already, and we will do each day, we'll show the mini pitches so that people have an idea of what's coming at them so they can make their choices. So you met Sheldon and Shelley, and you met Theo Nathan, and we've introduced you to ColorFest, so you got the idea, and there could be more. I just went back on me. And at the end of the day, we believe you, Simon, have voluntold yourself to be the host of introducing Citizen Network, CitizenFest, No Labels, No Walls, CNTV, the whole catastrophe to this community, because we think you will be a valuable resource to the community that we're familiar with and vice versa. So we're looking forward to that time together where you can explore what's going on there. Then you move on to day two, and we'll have our pitches and our meditation. And then we've just been chatting with Leanne Pierman in Perth, Australia, and she is a remarkable person who is doing extraordinary work in generating employment opportunities for people who have been labeled out of their socks. And everybody, in most cases, including their families, had pretty much thrown in the towel saying nothing is possible. And Leanne is one of the people who demonstrates that if you have someone who believes in you, almost anything is possible. So she'll be telling some of those stories, showing a few clips, and linking to a lot more stories that she's got. And then we have 2 more sessions following that in the morning. Let us take care of our own, exploring the integrity gap in disability services. And Carol Blessing and Tristan Fazal are doing that together. Tristan's photo will be in there. in a couple of hours. It's a filler. And simultaneous with that, Dave Weatherow has been developing the Star Raft approach to building a circle builder's kit. He's been working on that for years, and it is quite extraordinary. So, and Dave has been a pioneer in using digital technology. So Dave wanted to come to the Summer Institute, or wanted to technically be a digital presenter at the Summer Institute year after year. And although Ryerson University lists itself as a high-tech place, the stability of their internet was so deeply disappointing that we never ever managed to have Dave able to present. So that was, so now we can. All we needed was a pandemic. In the afternoon, the more learning marketplace sessions. Heather Simmons is going to be telling us about, Linda, do we know the title?
Probably the gentle art of noticing.
Okay, so the gentle, and again, you can see a work in progress. And Erwin Orenga from the Netherlands is doing a session on culture and art. Who cares? You already get the impression that Erwin is a character, and that'll be a fun session. And Danietta Ninjoli and Frida Lepum have been doing the Black American Tree Project, sort of a compressed experiential history of slavery in North America. They've been doing that for, I guess, about a year and a half, and they'll be talking about it. They can't do it in the time available, but a fascinating story to be told. Diamond Hargis, a brilliant community organizer, has invented what he is now terming intangible currencies that we all have access to. And it's bloody brilliant. And Gabby Melnick is going to welcome anybody who's willing to give it a try into lesson 1 on doing digital graphics on an iPad. And since I have just survived a couple of her lessons, I can highly recommend this. Hey, Gabby's a lot of fun, and she takes the edge off it, so it's not nearly as threatening as I thought it was. And then for the closer of the day, Beth Mount. Many of you have heard of Beth, but Beth's always a spectacular contributor at Summer Institutes. And she is going to lead us. We don't yet have the formal title, but it's something like 3D mapping. She's going to help us take stuff lying around on your desk, turn it into metaphors for storytelling. And she'll play with it. And then she's going to invite everybody to take a picture of their metaphorical story using stuff. And we'll post all those on the Padlet so we can see each other's stories. It'll be fun. It'll be interactive. That's day 2. And in all cases, we're trying to keep some space open so that, you know, latecomers we can still add in some stuff. Our regular beginning with Kirk, and then we have the privilege of having John McKnight back every year since 1984. So we couldn't possibly do this without John. And so John will be talking to us a bit and leading us into a bit of remembrance of Judith Snow, who is one of the other founding mothers and fathers of the Summer Institute. And we'll be inviting you throughout to contribute to the Memories of Judith Snow Kudo board, where we've posted a few pictures already, but we're encouraging you to find some more. And then from Georgia, the power of self-advocacy, we have a presentation by Mr. Bailey Benjamin, Marilyn Freeman, and Sheila Jeffrey. I'll have to get a pronunciation from Michelle, but they've done a little commercial. You can click here and see it. It's great. But they're going to be talking about the power of self-advocacy. And Dave Hasbury and Patty Scott are going to explore the art of doing Just Us Cafe. So, and then we will be coming to our close. And John O'Brien will be leading us through some thoughts about action reflection as we move forward. And we always historically have a practice of sharing the gifts of our community. So it's open season and we invite people to contribute whatever moves them. So we've had song and dance and poetry and you name it, we've had it. And we get to see how gifted we all are together. And then we're going to we'll have more stuff, but we're going to have ways of staying in touch. So there's, the normal kind of stay in touch through Inclusion Press and Ideas That Matter events. We are making a directory of participants with name, address, email, phone, and photo, so you can find each other. And that means that, for example, as we move into the No Labels, No Walls Festival, if you're looking for somebody you sort of saw at the Summer Institute, you can find them. And then we'll be encouraging people to join the We Are One Festival in October, and No Labels, No Walls Action Mondays. There are some Black American Tree projects coming up, and you'd be welcome to sign up for those. We have created a video library, the beginnings of some things you might want to look at that are already there, and we'll be adding new recordings as we go along. We did the Ideas That Matter hub sessions in advance of this, so they're all recorded there. Additional resources that are emerging from the Summer Institute. So as we spot things and people offer things, we'll create a new and additional resource list. So, and then there's things you can watch on your own time. So that's the pattern. It's going to be busy, but we are allowing substantial breaks between things because we know that people are have had it with Zoom. And both the bum and the eyes can only endure so many hours at a time. So we'll have lots of breaks so that people can get through this. And we invite you to join us.
So with this group, Jack, I think we really want to make space for Michael to take up two things to happen. Michael, for you to take up the proposal of the kind of conversations that matter kind of idea as part of the Citizen Network presentation that's on Monday, and take advantage of the fact that we've got some characters here that'll be involved in that session.
Yeah, and that's what, so, one of the things that CNTV, No Labels, we're all connected. So what we're hoping is, when we talked a little bit about it on the CNTV producers meeting, is that for the next phase of the Building a Bigger We Festival, we'll be building a bigger we share action in the No Labels, No Walls Festival on August 25th. So our members, our community, if we all can be part of the inreach into on, I think it was, what was the date for CNTV, No Labels, No Walls? It was July, what was it again?
Monday, July 12th at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
So during that session, one of the things we'll be talking about is just what's next for everybody. How are we really connected to these festivals? And the most concrete way, or one of the concrete ways, is this shared action. So this shared action will be, I'm going to put on the chat for everybody. And this was actually created with, the idea was with Ariel and Lashina from Chicago. And if everybody looks at the chat, essentially what it is it's conversations that matter. So I'm going to share my screen real quick, just so everybody can see it. If I can get it, there it goes. So basically the idea is that during the festival, after the festival, before our festival, everyone will go out and speak with 3 to 4 people that you've never spoke with before. Basically think of the first 4 people that pop in your head and then just do it. And then verbally ask for permission for the individuals, basically saying that you're involved in this Building the Bigger We event. And if you have some questions that I can ask you. And then you'll pick at least 4 questions below. So what's your name? Tell me the story of your birth. How do you define love? And then during this, our action, which is August 25th at 12 p.m. Pacific time, don't ask me to translate that into other time zones, but we will basically collect all of those stories and interviews and then share them with one another in a workshop. If for some reason that the person cannot be attending on August 25th, that's no problem. We'll have a shared folder where you can upload the collections as well. But the idea is that we would keep building what the Toronto Summer Institute has been building, which is a bigger we, and then hopefully with this shared action connect us together. So yeah, that's basic. Anything you want to add, Jack or Linda, to that? Does anybody have any questions for Jack or Linda? Oh, Linda, do you have something you want to add?
No, I was really just going to say, this is the first year that we've connected with Citizen Network, and the first time we've been able to lean into thinking about the Toronto Summer Institute as part of this festival network of festivals. And so the idea you just talked about for people to have a conversation is something that we're hoping these folks will be able to introduce live or by video. And it is an action for after the Summer Institute is forward, to basically for people to engage in a conversation that matters, to explore getting to know another person they might not typically have talked to, as a way to pick that theme back up in the next festival, August 25th, which is...
Yeah, and people that are involved in your festival can contact people involved in CNTV or No Labels, No Walls Festival and interview them, each other. So that could be the stranger, the strangers in a way. So yeah, it's one of the shared actions for the festival. I think it's really easy, it's simple, it doesn't take a lot of time. So hopefully, and I know in Finland, I know people don't talk to one another on the street. However, we've already addressed this. There's a lot of community centers and a lot of clubs that people do talk to each other. And so they can, you can go to a club, a community center, and ask somebody. The nice thing too, the ask would be also, whoever you interview, you can let them know that there also is going to be this shared action on August 25th. And maybe because they'll be a part of it, they'll actually attend. And for them who you're interviewing will also be a way to meet new people. So it's a kind of circular thing. And you have anything to say, Lasse?
Yeah, it's July here, so everybody's on vacation, and I mean literally everyone, every organization, townhouse, everything is closed for this month. So we have to wait until August.
August is fine. It's not till August 25th, so we have plenty of time. Jack, did you have something you wanted to add? No? Carol, do you have any questions at all for Jack, Linda, or for the shared action we're going to be doing?
Well, I got a note this morning in Slack from Simon, or, he put it out there in terms of, Citizen Network on during the Bigger We festival. And so I just wanted to know if I need to prepare anything on behalf of Citizen Network North America, so that I'm like not showing up lame like. So go ahead, Simon. Thank you.
Yeah, sorry, we're all improvising a little bit here. So my plan, Marcus and I had a quick chat about this when Linda and Jack asked us to do this. So we were going to kind of, most of the key people are here really, so which is great. But we were going to say, I was going to do like 5 minutes. This is what Citizen Network is. This is where it's come from. And then Marcus was going to do really a little bit about the kind of approach to membership and culture that we're working on and some of those strategies. I suppose I'd probably focus on some of the content stuff, like the basic income stuff, neighborhood democracy. And then he'd talk about the festival development, CNTV. So just introduce. So for us, this is a chance to speak to some people where we know we've got lots in common in terms of values, but there isn't necessarily much awareness of each other. And so we really want to just give people that opportunity for 5-10 minutes. And then Carol, I was really hoping that you would present in the same kind of, just like beginning a conversation way. Hey, I'm Carol Blessing. This group will know you, but kind of then that's your opportunity to say, hey, we've begun on this journey. We've got some simple strategies we've begun, which is really about meeting, encouraging membership, Facebook, Twitter, etc. And then I also want to try and, although this is proving a little bit difficult because it's only just been organized, but because we now have a kind of also Robin from Vancouver, potentially as a kind of lead for Citizen Network Canada, I'm trying to get them in to do like 5 minutes. In fact, we've got a planning meeting for that just before this event. So that's like the first time they'll have met. So we're not sure whether we'll have Robin or somebody from Vancouver in this. But if we can, then we'd try and give them like 5 minutes, but they'll just be saying hello, really. And then I was thinking that Michael would introduce really this exercise that he's just talked about, although I didn't know about that, but I was thinking talking about no labels, no walls and the Action Monday process, and then setting up this. And then I'm hoping, although I think I'm now feeling like this might be a bit of a challenge, that we'd have a bit of time for just questions. So that if we keep ourselves quite tight, then whoever turns up can just throw some questions at us. And given that, that's, what's that, 555, 25, 30 minutes is my kind of, can we pull off providing content in that and leave half an hour open? That is my sophisticated strategy for the event, if that makes sense. Yeah. I think also Jenia, I think, is a really good person to try and bring in if we can, who's doing this kind of amazing inclusion podcast. So that's another form of media. So if Jenny is up for it, I'm not sure if she is or isn't, but if she is, then I'll try and pull her in too. But I don't know.
And I think she replied to our thread this morning, Simon, I'm in.
All right. Okay. So maybe I've got added another 5 minutes, but in a way, obviously the Toronto Summer Institute is global as well, but I am thinking that we are going to be talking to, because of the time zones, we're going to be talking to a lot of people in North America. And I have done my connections with our friends in South America through Plena, so we maybe will pick up some people from South America and Central America. But really, this is an opportunity, Carol, for you to, in a way, put the flag up. I don't think you need to kind of have many answers, but just give people a sense of, we're here, we'll work with you, come and play with us, that kind of thing, because we're just at the beginning of this kind of North American journey. We don't really know, do we? But you've begun, which is brilliant. You've done some action, which is brilliant. And let's just build on that, really.
Okay, thank you. That was relieving and helpful.
Oh, good. Okay. And Michael, is that all right for you?
Yeah, I absolutely. I think it's fantastic. I think that I would just want as many people, I think, from our community, from No Labels, also maybe not speaking, but being present as well. So I just want to encourage like Layla, Lasse, Neasley, Tim, Kevin. Kevin's going to be playing some music also to be.
Michael,
Yes.
you just mentioned me. What do you want me to do?
No. If you want to be on on July 7th, July 12th at 12 p.m. Pacific time. Not sure what it is.
It's 3:30 Toronto time, so I've checked. It's 8:30 our time, Layla. So it's
8:30 in the morning?
It's a bit later. It's a bit closer to my bedtime.
8:30 in the morning or in the evening?
In the evening.
Oh, 8:30, okay.
Yeah, but I checked with Marcus because it's even later for him. Obviously, it's 10:30 at night, but he's coming too. He said he wouldn't miss it. So
can you, Simon, or can you send me the link?
Yes, I will do that, Layla. I can send it to you.
Okay.
No problem. And
8:30, because I will not remember otherwise.
so just even though we're going to be asking questions, it's fantastic, to have the community here, because I think then, the whole thing is meeting each other too. So I think that's really important. So just want to encourage everyone who can to participate. And Neasley, did you have something you wanted to add? I saw your screen come up.
Sure. I have a question, and I don't know if that means anything, but I was listening to your shared action that you wanted us to do with interviewing people. I do want you to keep in mind that we are coming out of COVID. We're still in COVID, and there is a lot of anxiety for people to speak with strangers. People have been shut up for, just between them and their families, and some people by themselves for 18 months, if not longer. So maybe we want to have the right language when we share that, so that people can feel sort of encouraged, and those people who do feel the anxiety, that they don't feel like their anxiety is not thought about.
Absolutely. So if you look on the PDF, it says either in person or virtually. So for those that are still kind of not wanting to meet with people in person, they can do it virtually, the questions. The second thing is, it also says on there that it can be a distant relative, or a friend perhaps that they haven't spoken to. So it's really kind of open. I think what's really important though is that, especially as we move out of post-COVID, is that people talk to each other, because that's something that's been. So I think,
don't say post-COVID. We're not post-COVID yet.
Right, exactly. But moving whatever it was before, where we're at now, whatever we. But the big thing I think is that I think that it's up to also the individual how they want to present it based on their comfort level. So this is a template, that PDF that was attached. If people who want to participate in it want to adjust it, one of the questions we had this morning was, what happens if it's in another language, right? Because maybe they express themselves in Finnish, Spanish, or whatever. They can speak that language. That's fine too. So yeah, so this is just a template. But does that help Neasley at all? Okay.
It helps. I haven't been able to open it, so I'll open it after. So I didn't get to see the whole PDF.
Okay.
I was just going off what you shared.
Michael?
Yes, Layla.
Okay, I'm sorry. Can you send it to me on Facebook?
Yes, I will. I'll send it to you Messenger. And Simon, the link we're going to be using as of now is going to be the Action Monday link. Yes. So it's easier. It will be restreamed, obviously, on Restream. Large sessions would have been used, not sure. And then does anybody, we have about 5 minutes left. So I just want to talk real quick about next week. So next Monday is going to be, was going to be walking football. It will not be walking football because Kukunari is on vacation. So instead, what we're going to do is we're going to continue this conversation as well as justice and art shared events. So right now we have 2 shared actions going on in No Labels, No Walls. So if there are any other ideas, we have 1 spot open for a shared action. Please think about it and come. And then also, we're going to be also, at 9 a.m. we have our No Labels, No Walls Action Monday. But remember, at 12 p.m. Pacific time, we're going to be hopefully everybody in Inclusion Press's event for their festival as well. So we're going to continue this conversation for next week. But Linda and Jack, do you have anything else you want to add about your festival, about ideas, anything else that came up?
Don't think so.
But I think we just give us a minute to think about and think with a couple people about the best link to use for that last session. Just because.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to answer your question, Simon. I thought you were talking about for their event during the No Labels, No Walls Festival. That's going to be the Action Monday. I'm sorry, Linda and Jack. I don't know what link it's going to be for your festival. I was referring to something else.
You're referring to the No Labels, No Walls Festival.
August 25th. I thought that's what you were asking. I'm sorry. I have no idea what the link is.
Okay.
So sorry about that.
So Linda, yeah. If
sorry, Linda.
Yeah, but that will be important for the No Labels, No Walls community who just standardly use this link. That if we get there, obviously, if people register through TSI, then they will get that information. But maybe there's an opportunity to pick up some other folk who might still be a bit out of the loop. But if you advise us and we sort that out on Slack, that'd be brilliant.
Are you going to be there at 8:30 in that evening on that other one, Simon?
I think you're very welcome, is what we're saying. I think Linda's going to try and make sure you can come.
Okay.
And at 9 a.m. next week, we'll have the answer. How's that?
Okay.
That's good. I'll have the answer by then.
Yeah.
But any other final thoughts before we close it off? Anybody, questions, anything from anybody? No? Well, thank you so much for participating. We'll see you next week. And yes, and I'll bring some emails. I'll send some emails over to you, Linda.
Yes.
Yes? Yes, Layla?
Nothing.
Oh, okay. All right.